Ever wondered what your brain is secretly doing when you tap that screen? It's crazy, but scientists found that your brain on a smartphone looks a lot like a brain on drugs. The same neural pathways light up in both cases. I'm going to show you the super cool science behind why you feel like you have to check your phone all the time. We'll look at how this habit is changing your brain's paths. Your phone isn't just a tool. It's something that's changing how your brain works. And once you understand what's happening in your head, you might think differently about grabbing your phone when it buzzes. I catch myself doing this too. What if I told you your phone is designed to trigger the same brain circuits as cocaine and gambling? It's not an accident. It's by design. Your brain has a special system that rewards you when you do things that help you survive. Think of it like a feel-good chemical called dopamine that your brain releases when you eat food, drink water, or even spend time with friends. This dopamine makes you feel good, so you'll keep doing these important things. But your smartphone has found a sneaky way to trick the system. App makers have studied how your brain works and built their apps to give you little rewards at random times. This is called intermittent variable rewards, and it's the same trick that makes gambling so addictive. When you pull down to refresh your social media feed, it's a lot like pulling the lever on a slot machine. You don't know if you'll get a reward, like a new message or a like, but the possibility keeps you pulling again and again. Scientists have looked at brain scans of people checking their phones and people gambling, and the patterns look surprisingly similar. Each time you get a notification, your brain gets a tiny splash of dopamine that makes you feel good, and it quickly learns to connect checking your phone with feeling good. Soon, you're checking your phone hundreds of times a day without even realizing it. This creates a dangerous cycle in your brain. At first, getting likes and messages feels really good, but over time, your brain gets used to this stimulation. Scientists call this tolerance. You need more and more notifications to feel the same happiness you used to get from just a few. And what happens when your phone isn't around? You might feel anxious, restless, or keep thinking about checking it. These are actual withdrawal symptoms, just like what happens with other addictive things. Recent research by scientists at Berkeley found something really important about how smartphones affect your brain's dopamine system. Their study, striatal dopamine synthesis capacity, reflects smartphone social activity, discovered that people who use social apps more often have lower dopamine synthesis capacity in a brain region called the bilateral putamen. In simple words, your brain starts producing less of its own natural dopamine because it's getting so many artificial dopamine hits from your phone. This creates a dependency loop. Your brain now needs those phone notifications just to feel normal. Think about the last time you couldn't find your phone or the battery died. Did you feel panicky? Could you feel your heart beating faster? Did you keep checking your pockets or looking around for it? That's not just a habit. That's your brain chemistry actually going through withdrawal. The scariest part? This doesn't require you to be a phone addict who uses their device 12 hours a day. Even everyday smartphone use can create these brain changes. Research shows that simply having your phone nearby, even when you're not using it, can drain your brain power. Scientists call this the brain drain effect, where just knowing your phone is close by takes up mental space and makes it harder to focus on other things. Even after putting your phone down, your mind partially processes that message or notification. Your neural pathways, once like clear highways for deep thought, become congested with traffic from multiple directions, slowing down your mental processing. With repeated interruptions, your brain adapts to this fragmented thinking pattern. Rather than building strong neural circuits for sustained focus, Your brain constructs numerous shallow pathways optimized for quick switching. This rewiring explains why many people struggle with longer reading materials. Their brains have been conditioned to crave constant stimulation. This fractured thinking doesn't stay contained in your digital interactions. Heavy phone users often report difficulty maintaining attention in conversations, experiencing boredom more quickly, and struggling with creative tasks that require deeper concentration. The connections between your anterior cingulate cortex and other brain regions weaken with excessive media multitasking, further compromising your ability to manage distractions. What makes these findings particularly concerning is that these aren't temporary changes in behavior. Research indicates that smartphone use physically alters brain structure over time. Similar to unused muscles that atrophy, the brain regions responsible for deep focus can diminish with heavy phone use, creating a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break as your capacity for concentration continues to weaken. The physical reshaping of your brain's focus centers isn't the only transformation happening when you use your smartphone. Something equally disturbing is occurring in your emotional brain. Your phone fundamentally alters how you feel, creating a strange paradox where you can feel lonely while being more connected than ever. Your brain has a built-in system that helps keep your emotions stable. Think of it like a thermostat that keeps your house at the right temperature. When something scary happens, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol to help you deal with danger. After the danger passes, your brain returns to normal. But your smartphone throws this system into chaos. Imagine this. You're having dinner with a friend, sharing a meaningful conversation when your phone lights up. Even though you try to ignore it, your attention fractures, your heart rate subtly increases, and a small shot of cortisol enters your bloodstream. Scientists have found that the unpredictable nature of these alerts keeps your brain in a constant state of high alert, like a security guard who can never relax. Smartphone use has been linked to increased cortisol production, particularly in response to notification checking, which creates a state of constant hypervigilance, explains one research team. Unlike other stressors that come and go, your phone is always there, always on, always demanding attention. This prevents your brain from ever fully recovering from stress, leaving your emotional regulation system without a chance to reset. The effects extend beyond simple stress responses. Social comparison on platforms like Instagram adds another layer of emotional strain. When you scroll through idealized, filtered images, your brain processes this information as a form of social threat. Those moments when your post doesn't get likes or someone leaves a negative comment? Neuroimaging studies have confirmed that social media rejection activates the same pain centers in your brain as a physical wound. The emotional cost is real, researchers note. The psychological effects of smartphone addiction include increased anxiety, depression, loneliness, and social isolation, which are exacerbated by the constant comparison facilitated by social media platforms. This helps explain why, despite being more digitally connected than any generation in history, rates of loneliness and anxiety are skyrocketing, especially among young people who grew up with smartphones. Digital connectivity erases important boundaries your brain needs. Work emails, messages, and calls follow you everywhere, preventing your brain from entering true relaxation states necessary for emotional recovery. Over time, these changes create a dangerous cycle. The more anxious you feel, the more you check your phone for relief or distraction. But this checking behavior releases more cortisol, making you even more anxious and leading to more checking. Your emotional regulation circuits become increasingly dysregulated, making it harder to handle everyday challenges. Here's the good news. Your brain can heal itself. Just like muscles can get stronger when you exercise them, your brain can rebuild its focus and emotional control. Scientists have found that when people take breaks from their phones, their brains start to recover quickly. Studies show that people who do digital detoxes experience significant improvements in their ability to focus and control their emotions. This happens because they reduce their phone dependency and engage in more real-world activities instead. When you make intentional adjustments, your brain's remarkable ability to change works for you. By implementing simple boundaries with your device, you can help your brain rebuild its natural abilities and feel more in control again. But knowledge without action is just information. You have two paths. Continue letting your smartphone slowly dismantle your cognitive potential, or take control and rebuild your brain's incredible power. If you want more mind-blowing neuroscience insights that can actually change your life, there's one thing you need to do right now. Smash that subscribe button. This channel is your roadmap to understanding how your brain really works in the digital age. Every week, we're breaking down the hidden science that most people never see. Want the free digital detox checklist? Here's the deal. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll drop the toolkit link in the next video description. Your brain is waiting. One click could change everything.